welcome to the end of the year recap. 2023 is pretty much over, so it's time to take a look at how I did and maybe see how you did in the comments, and of course, how the channel did. First of all, I want to say if you don't want to listen to me ramble, this is really only lightly scripted. I just have some notes on my laptop here. Feel free to skip ahead to the statistics. They should be somewhere in a channel marker or a chapter marker somewhere down there. But first I want to just talk about like how the year was, not just for the channel but for myself, and you know what happened this year, because oh my gosh. Right, I'm not the only one, right? Like 2023 was a weird year. Like, I'm not the only one who felt that, right? This year was just messed up for a lot of things. What? So, I guess let's start with my personal life. I'll keep this brief. I've had some ups and downs this year, but I met a couple of people. We've celebrated some anniversaries this year. It's been really nice, honestly, to like just have some more affirming folks in my life, to expand my circle of people who can give me support and encouragement, and of course love, of course. On the bad side of things, my dad died in August, and you know, he'd been fighting multiple myeloma cancer, really tenacious cancer, for about 4 years. So it's not like I didn't know it was gonna happen, but like it's always awful when it does. And then there was some family drama surrounding myself around his funeral later in the year, and I am still processing all of that. The last 4 years, the fact that he's gone, and then what happened with my family. I'm still working on it. I haven't figured it out yet. It's still impacting me in large ways emotionally most of the time. So if I feel like, or if I seem like I'm not all there all the time, that's mostly why. He was really important to me, even though I think it maybe didn't come across all the time how important he was to me. Like, this whole channel wouldn't exist without him. He got me interested in computers when I was a kid. Right, I often credit my uncle with gifting me my 486 when I was a teenager as like the kicking off point for this channel, but honestly, none of this would be here without him. Obviously, I wouldn't be here, but also this channel wouldn't exist if I had gone down some other path of interest other than computers back when I was a child. So, thanks, Dad. Love ya, and I'm always gonna miss ya. Alright, enough about me. More about the channel. I will be, Tech Ambrosia, will be at Vintage Computer Festival SoCal in February, President's Day weekend. So if you're heading out that way for VCF SoCal, I'll be there. We can say hi. I'm making some swag to hand out to folks. I'm not a vendor. I'm not selling anything. My booth is going to be mostly about how 3D printing, you know, can augment your ownership of vintage computers, vintage game consoles, pretty much anything that needs some kind of plastics repair, or like 3D printing your own game cartridges, stuff like that, you know. I think it's going to be an interesting exhibit. I'll be bringing one of my 3D printers so y'all can see what they're like and how they work. And yeah, I'll be printing at the show. So that's going to be fun. Like I said, I'm making some merch for it to hand out at the table, so folks can you know, not only, you know, get reconnected to the channel after they leave real life, but also have some, you know, some useful stuff for their vintage computer journeys. I'm thinking of some interesting things. So like, realizing that, you know, like, I'm exhibiting at a computer festival. Like, the channel's turning into a real channel, right? Like, we hit monetization stage 1 in December. I'm exhibiting at a VCF. I'm making swag, and I have plans for some merch. Like, the channel's turning into a real channel. I never thought this was going to happen, honestly. I thought I was going to be stuck in small channel heck for forever. It's starting to turn out that no, I think that might not actually happen, which would be pretty cool. So, what else? As far as the video making, threw a lot of videos at the wall this year. A lot of videos. Well, not as many videos as I wanted to throw at the wall, but I threw a lot of topics at the wall. I looked at like old sound cards with an OPL to ESFM comparison. That was pretty cool. I looked at some old dodgy motherboards. Everybody seemed to love the SIS motherboard, so I think I'll look at more of those in the future. I did a Fermi video, NVIDIA Fermi, on Fermi's birthday, and no one cared. That video was a complete flop, which I understand. I didn't fry any eggs on my GTX 580, and I think that's probably what disappointed people the most. Let's see, what else? Oh, the other thing, I did a lot, and I mean a lot, of cheap Ryzen, cheap AM4 content this year. And I don't mean like low-cost content, because I spent a lot of money on AM4 parts this year. But I did a lot of content on like how to put together an inexpensive AM4 system, and nobody liked it. One of those videos did well, and that was the Ryzen 5 5500 to 3600 comparison. The rest of them were like 400 views or less. Nobody cared. So, understood. I hear your message loud and clear. No more cheap AM4 content next year. What else? Oh yeah, I started live streaming this year. About midway through the year, started doing weekly live streams on Saturdays. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm an introvert. I really hate being around crowds because it's a lot of noise, it's a lot of conversations to parse all at once. I have to be like, make sure I'm doing the right facial expressions and make sure I'm not holding myself in a weird way. I have to make sure that I'm standing up correctly. And on a live stream, like, I still have to like maintain proper posture, but I'm sitting down. There's no conversations in my ear. I can talk to the folks watching the channel on the chat, and it's just in, it's text over on the side of the screen that I can read. I love it. I really love it. It's been a lot of fun, and the videos themselves, during the streams they don't get that many views, but then YouTube republishes them as VODs later, so you can just go watch them, and they get subjected to the same, YouTube algorithm stuff as everything else. And they've been doing pretty well. They're long videos, full of, talking with chat and experimenting on hardware, so people tend to watch them a little bit longer than my other videos. So they've been kind of workhorses for the yearly watch hours metric that the channel needs in order to like grow officially in YouTube's eyes. YouTube locks their monetization metrics behind annual rolling watch hours. So in this case, hitting monetization level 1 means 500 subscribers and 3,000 annual watch hours, which we're there. We're at 1,500 subscribers and about 3,300 annual watch hours. Of course, it's rolling, so once April comes around, the 1080 Ti video drops off, and that's about 500 watch hours in that video alone. So with that, why don't we talk about that video, honestly? So that's a huge video. 11,000 views on a channel that tends to get, a good video was like 1,500 views last year. An excellent video was like 2,000. This video's gotten 11,000 views. Of the content that I wrote and recorded and published in 2023, all of that together got about 30,000 views. And that one video on the 1080 Ti was 11,000 of those views, which is just nuts. Absolutely crazy. So, the thing about that video is I gave that card away to a friend. Maybe I shouldn't have. I didn't think it was gonna do what it did. But like, I'd love to be able to do a revisit video in the future. Not having the card means that's not happening. But it's also bittersweet because that was one of the videos I made where I experimented with aping another YouTuber's style, their format, for a video. I do this once in a while, mostly just as a challenge to myself to see if I can. Like, you watch a video critically and like, okay, so they did this, and then they did this, and their writing style is like this, and I ended up aping Iceberg Tech's video for that, and it did bonkers. It went completely bonkers. It did gangbusters, and it doesn't feel great because it's not really my video. It's me making an iceberg tech video. So like, there's a problem with that video, and I'm going to talk about that problem. And that problem is the YouTube algorithm. The way it works is it tries to find an audience for your videos, and because it doesn't watch your videos. It has no idea. There's 4 million videos uploaded to YouTube a day. It has no way of watching everything that's uploaded to YouTube. So it looks at what people watch it and what other videos they've watched, and they can say this video is similar to this video. So probably like that. So what I've done is I've pigeonholed myself. So now my this is so bad. My audience for my channel is now video card reviews in, the short to the point iceberg tech style. If I want more views, that's what I have to do. And, like it's tempting to say, well, I don't need that. I'll just make my own stuff. But that'll probably keep the channel in small channel hell for a little longer than I want it to be. So that does mean next year, 2024, is going to be the year of the video card review. Now the thing is, I have to save up next year for a move. I'm moving in 2025 out of state, so it's going to be a big, expensive move. So I'm not buying any video cards next year, which means I'm testing all the graphics cards I already own, and I'm going to do review videos on them. Maybe they'll do well, they probably won't, but I'm going to use the year to refine my style, and hopefully it doesn't just pull me back into small YouTube, small channel hell. We'll see. But that's going to be, that video basically has cemented the channel into a particular format. Until proven otherwise, we'll see maybe next year. That won't be the case, but I guess we'll find out. So, I think that's all the stuff I wanted to talk about. Yes. Yeah, I have a note here. Feels a little hollow. It really does. It really feels a little hollow. That's the video that did so well this year. Sucks. Sucks a lot. But I have a plan to grow the channel moving forwards, and that's what I'm planning on doing, because honestly, Tech Ambrosia, I want it to be more than it is. It's not just a little hobby that I do on the side. I want it to be eventually a business. I want it to be my retirement, because I don't think I'm getting one any other way. And I'd like it to have more reach than it currently has, because there are things I would like to do with a platform and with some influence. Stuff like, encouraging people to keep things out of landfills, and trying to reduce e-waste through education and, through playing around with old hardware. And I'm hopeful that growing the channel will help with that. Anyway, let's talk statistics. So, if you skipped my little rant, welcome. This is the statistics portion. So, you want to see stats for the year. Total channel views. 51,000 total views as of recording this video on the 24th. They'll probably go up just a little bit before the end of the year, but I'm not expecting a ton. 10,000 of those, 51,000 views. 10,000 of those were from shorts. Hooray. I don't think I'm going to do any shorts content next year. It's been mostly a flop. I got my worst comments I ever got on any of my content on the shorts. Not encouraged to do them again. So 10,000 of those were from shorts. So 41,000 subtracted the shorts. Now here's the thing. 20,000 of those views were from videos actually published this year, excepting the 1080 Ti video, which was 11,000 views. So about 10,000 views from last year's content and older, 31,000 views from this year's long-form content, 11,000 of those being the 1080 Ti video, and 10,000 views from shorts. Let's see, what else? We are currently averaging about 5,000 views a month-ish, somewhere around there, 4.8, 4.9, 5.0. And we've got 3,300 watch hours year over year, rolling for the current year over year. Need to keep that above 3,000 to stay in the monetization sweet spot. Well, at least to stay in monetization level 1. So, yeah, what does this mean? Monetization stage 1. Yippee! We're on our way to monetization stage 2, which is just going from 3,000 watch hours to 4,000 watch hours, and technically doubling the number of subscribers. But I'm already over that. You just need 1,000 subscribers. We're well over that. Thank you for subscribing, by the way, folks who have subscribed. You're awesome. Love ya. The channel is here because of you. Literally. Thank you so much. So, I guess wrapping up, like, how do we get to that monetization level 2? How do we get to growing the channel? How do we get to Tech Ambrosia becoming larger than it is today? And that is more consistent uploads, which means I need to make more focused videos, and I gotta keep up the streams. I might stream more than once a week next year. We'll see how things go. Maybe it'll mean maybe the channel will take off and I'll have to move the streams to a second channel. I doubt that, but that might happen. Sometimes, if every video you make is like the 1080 Ti video, right? 11,000 views, the little streams that get like 450 start to pull the whole channel down in terms of total views and watch time. So we'll see. I don't know, at the moment, I don't see it happening, but my hope is that some more focused content, quicker videos, easier to watch, about more, specialized things is going to help, really narrow in on the target demographic that the channel's looking for. So I guess, here's to a successful 2024, and I hope y'all had a great 2023. If you didn't, I'm very sorry. I totally understand. I commiserate. I empathize. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna look at video cards next year. It's gonna be the year of the video card on this channel. Yeah, I gotta get my script writing and pacing down. Like, that's gonna be next year, is me really honing my writing skills, because I'll be honest, I don't have any. I really don't have any writing skills. Oh good, that's still recording. The battery hasn't died yet. So, fingers crossed, next year's a good year. I am just rambling at this point. Anyway, have a good night. Be kind to yourself and others. And may the PC parts be ever in your favor. Have a good night.